Good morning, dear MASTSLiNeters. How are you? And welcome to our second day of our online conference and General Assembly meeting. So allow me to present our topic number 4 on developing and implementing information literacy program for network state academic libraries. So stay put lang po tayo and chill lang po with your coffee. Makinig lang po tayo sa ating discussion and you can participate mamaya sa ating Q&A if you have questions po regarding the presentation. Okay, clarification of course. First of all, I would like to give you the topic outline. So at first, I'll give you feedback on the report of the quick survey I've conducted among the heads of the MASTSLiNet schools. This is to guide me on the direction also of my topic, kung saan ba talaga ako mag-start at ano po ang pulso actually. Kaya ko kinuha yung just a very simple quick survey lang po na. And then I've also would like to give you a definition of an information literacy. So for short definition, the nature, scope, and of course the standard. And then I will also introduce yung pagdevelop po ng Information Literacy Program or the ILP and its component. And then I can also give you sample of an ILP implementation by other schools in abroad, and of course the proposal for ILP that would serve also as our workshop proper po mamaya if we have more time. Okay, this is the survey. I use Google form for this very short, just a quick survey on questions about. We have here number 1. They have a library instruction program. By the way, I have a respondent of 16 out of 25 members na aking doon sa ating MASTSLiNet members, head of the schools now. And then there were 16 who responded. So with that, makukuha ko na po kung ano ba talaga ang gusto nating maging outcome. So from the result po, doon sa tanong na do you have a library instruction program, may nag-answer po na yes, there were 13, and of course may nag-answer din na no, there are 4, which were less than 25% po doon sa aking respondents. Okay, and then with the question, if you have that library program, would you check below or any of the contents, all or any of the contents available in your program? So doon po, makikita natin yung checkbox doon kung meron po silang rationale of the program na nag-conduct, and then goals and objectives. You have the content matrix na in format, yung doon naka-anchor yung ating mga activities, and then meron ding checkbox doon na target audience or client, the schedule, mode of delivery, especially through online this time, and technology used, and then the evaluation and assessment tools, if any, and of course others. So kung makikita po natin ang response po ng ating mga respondents ay iba-iba po yung level, and then hindi po lahat actually kompleto yung program na yon. So maybe may ibang nagkakandak lang din ng non-formal instruction, or maybe it's formal, informal instruction as the need of the students arise lang po pag magpunta sa library. So yun pong kinakandak na non-formal. Okay, so the rest naman po ay may mga programs, pero hindi totally, kung makikita po natin sa graph, hindi po totally na talaga perfectly na perform po lahat ng mga components po ng program. Okay. And then, yung may nag-answer na no, tinanong ko din yung anong reasons nila for not having the program. So, pinapacheck ko po yung top 3 most important reasons bakit hindi po nila na-perform. So, may nagsabi dito at ang pinakataas po dito ay 68%, I think. So, that's 11 respondents stated that limited time to develop, create, and implement, and even disseminate the library instruction program, or what you call the literacy instruction or the instruction literacy program. And then may nagsabi din na this is not my priority program for this school year or for this time, especially during pandemic. So ang dami ko pong activities, just like for example, no? So lahat-lahat po, ang dami. So yung answer naman niya ay hindi niya priority. And then the next one po is lack of support in the implementation of the program. So may nag-answer din yan, support from the administration, from the staff perhaps, so maybe support from the community, yan yung parang wala din. And then may nagsabi din conducting general orientation is enough for me to have this library instruction program, and students were able to, of course, acquire knowledge na with this general orientation. So may nagsabi na ilan ang nagsabi niyan? Isa. And then may nagsabing 7, no? And then library instruction is no longer relevant, especially since everything is on the web. So mayroon pong isa. And yan po yung composition po ng ating mga reasons. And I hope that at the end of this session po ay isa-isa po nating matanggal itong mga rason na to. Okay. And I've also asked expectations. No? Ano po ba yung mga expectations nila on the session, sa session po natin? So, of course, sabi dito, I can get more creative ideas and sample into the literacy program that is applicable during pandemic. Of course, designing information program template that could be utilized by all members. So, by the way, ito po ay common na lang ng mga answers kasi may mga nag-duplicate na po na answers. So, summarize ko na lang po. Another one is I expected to learn more about how to implement, develop library instruction program. So ito na po yung pinaka din natin ngayon, and then to come up with a more comprehensive library program, and of course develop and implement ILP. And another answer, this is a great teamwork. This will be of great help to all of us, especially we'll be using the standard for IL program. Kudos to MASTSLiNet. Okay, yan po yung mga expectations. At mayroon pa pong other expectations. Dami nila mga expectations. Provide concrete ideas on developing the library instruction program. Okay, that is more attuned to the needs of our clients, to the new normal. Yan, exactly. Yan naman din yung pinaka-point din natin. Another one, it's a big help for SUK libraries in crafting a library instruction program, especially those who do not have the ideas yet on the content, on the said program. It is also an eye-opener that we should not neglect the instruction program in the library, since this serves as the Bible of the students in accessing the available resources in the library. Wow, that's very, ang ganda po ng kanyang maging expectation din po. Kasi the library is, or the librarians, they're not just frontliners, but we are leaders in dealing with the new information, of course. So ito po ay talagang kailangan natin. Yes, it should be implemented to achieve maximum user satisfaction, of course. Innovations of information literacy program. So may mga innovations po natin, especially on the mode of delivery and even the content po, mag-change po talaga siya. And provision of an excellent means to enhance the level of collaboration between the library, the librarians, and the whole MASTSLiNet members. So may mga proposal po akong mamaya na talagang ito ay i-network po natin. Okay. Now, I also would like to give you some output of the session. Yun, mag-create po tayo ng information literacy program, and we could come up with a common information program applicable in this time of pandemic. So ito na po yung parang networking na po. And I think this is the best to share the output to the participants to serve as their basis or guide in developing their own library literacy program. And then propose standardized literacy program for all SUK libraries. Siguro mag-start na muna tayo sa atin MASTSLiNet na Mindanao, and then go on po tayo sa whole Philippines later. And then propose standardized program and policies implementing information. Yeah, importante po itong may establish po natin yung mga programs and policies po para may uniformity and may consistency po tayo, especially in the delivery of our different programs po. Okay, so yan po, develop ILP, standard ILP program. So nakikita ko na po based on my survey, no, kung ano ba talaga yung content ng aking delivery. Kaya ko talagang ginaano ito kasi sabi ko saan man ako magsimula, no? Alam kong mayroon talaga tayong mga library instruction na ginakandak, pero yun, kinuha ko yun kung may program ba talagang naka-anchor doon. Okay? So yan po. Now, to start with, actually, meron po akong pinapakita dito. No? So, yan po yung mga answer ng iba. So, pagtingnan po natin na in my slide po ay information literacy. Ay, ito po yung nagka-capture sa lahat po ng mga component po ng information literacy. No? Magsabi kasi nating library instruction is already an information literacy. Yes, correct po. Pero information literacy serve as the umbrella. No? Siya po yung roadmap po na talagang mag-guide kung ano po yung mga components doon na dapat po nating malaman as librarian. Kasi generally, information literacy po yung tawag doon. So this composed of, the component of this would be media literacy. No? So yun na yung pong ano natin ngayon, network literacy, computer literacy, yung ating traditional alphabetic literacy, and then library instruction is one of this literacy component. No? Isa lang po siya doon sa ating information literacy, and then cultural literacy and the visual literacy. So, yan po yung magko-compose po sa the whole literacy program. Okay. Mayroon akong presentation dito, model. I've got this presentation from Ma'am Feber Zosa na sa kanyang delivery doon sa training ng PLY STLRC, yung Southern Tagalog Regional Librarians Council, on promoting library literacy or information literacy. So, kinakapture ko lang ito na model. Ito po ay actually, dito po nagsastart no, ang information literacy. And then, basic po ito, mayroong basic literacy on the reading, writing, na ito po yung pinaka-foundation, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga school libraries na talagang ito ang pinupuntarya muna, ito yung pinafocus muna, yung reading, writing po, ability, speaking. And then, pumasok po yung library literacy, yung ating tailored literacy program, just like yung ating mga library instruction, whether it's a formal or in the general orientation. So, ginaano natin yung how to use the card catalog, how to use the OPAC, the decimal and everything. So, this time, ang challenge po natin ngayon is itong ganito, ditong sa baba. No? Ito yung tinatawag nating technology library literacy or technology literacy and the media literacy. So, kung makikita po natin, ang dami pong mga what you call this, mga component nito, no? So from the visual literacy po, no? Okay, from this literacy component, may mga different subcomponent po siya, just like the broadcast, the print, the resources, no? Electronic, okay, have here the production, the tools, no? So ito po ay isa-isahin po din natin matatakel, no? Kasi ito yung trend ngayon, di ba? Ito yung trend ngayon. So, ang literacy na nalaman natin is siguro parang dito lang muna banda. Pero this time, as librarians, no, kailangan mauna tayo din na marunong din tayong gumamit ng mga tools, ang mga mode of delivery. No? Ito na talaga yung function natin as a teacher dito ngayon. No? So librarian or dual function as librarian and a teacher. So kailangan din nating maging literate din at in the first place kasi hindi po tayo makabigay kung wala po sa atin. We cannot give what we do not have. So, mas importante na advance po tayo sa ating library instruction sa ating mga estudyante. Okay, so yan po yung model ng literacy. Ang dami pa pong mga model ng literacy program. Pero ito lang yung kinakapture ko kasi ito po yung parang very clear na din sa ating pananaw as librarian. Mayroon din dito, on the aspect naman ng steps of the information literacy, ito po ay nagsasabi doon sa ating standard, kinakapture po niya yung standards, ACRL established a standard for information literacy that a person who is literate is a person who can define, a person who can locate information, a person who can select information, organized, and even a person who can evaluate or use, no, with of course legal implication and with the legality, no, of information. So usually dito po tayo actually naging nako-confuse, no, ang ating mga kasamahan or ang ating mga users, kasi dito po talaga diretso, kaya hindi nila alam kung ano ba talaga ang nature ng information, paano po siya i-access, paano i-locate. Dito kaagad natin makikita yung mga misinformation, yung fake news, no? So dito hindi natin alam kung ano ba talaga ang tama, or ano pa ito, misinformation, is it information, or is it news or fake news, no? So dito po talaga natin malalaman. Okay. ALA, or ALA, American Library Association definition of information literacy, stated that to be information literate, a person must be able to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. So yun po yung definition ng ALA. Definition po ng ACR, or the Association of College and Research Libraries, na defines information literacy as the set of skills. Skills po siya, no? Hindi lang po siya theories, but skills needed in order to find, in order to retrieve, analyze, and use information. So sa baba po, mayroon po siyang standards na actually ito po yung na-develop nila para po lahat ng mga nagtuturo or lahat ng mga entities po ng ano, no, ng information, tawag natin, the whole information or the global information po. Dito po tayo magfo-focus na sa standard 1, which is to know the information or define the information. Standard 2 would be access to information. 3 would be evaluate the information. 4 is use. And the last is the ethical or the legal issues na confronting information nowadays. So, yan po yung sa ACRL, no? So, isa-isahin ko po siya, at least alam po natin kung sa part po natin sa library, ano po talaga itong standard na to. Okay. For example, we have an assignment. No? May mga assignment ang mga estudyante. So, sa standard 1 po, dito natin mag-gauge na yung estudyante if really they know their subjects that they are researching for. So here, the information literate student determines the nature and extent of information needed. So student here defines and articulates the need for information. So ano bang ibig sabihin nito? So sabi dito, in this standard, no, the user will keep research logbooks, no? Log of books, just like maybe bibliography of all the books needed, no, ng kanyang research. Mayroon na siya mga databases, and of course nagsisearch na din siya ng information sa internet. Gumamit siya ng libro, gumamit siya ng mga articles, gumamit po siya ng journals, of course, at saka mga electronic resources, no? And then nagsisearch na din siya na search engine, nagamit na siya ng mga Yahoo, no? Gumamit na siya doon, and then reflect on whether topic or question can be searched and completed within the timetable of the semester. So ang bata ay alam na niya kung ano po ang gagawin at ano po ang best na source doon sa kanyang related assignment, for example. So doon makikita natin na pumasa po siya doon sa standard 1. Okay? Pumasa siya doon kasi meron na siyang mga nakikitang mga search engines, may mga bibliography na po siya, na may mga databases as well. Okay, in standard 2, no, ito po ay access, no? Hindi natin na alam niya ang information, alam niya paano magde-define at mag-articulate, no, ng information, yung need niya. Pero hindi niya marunong mag-access, no? So dapat nating tingnan, no, dito sa information literacy program po, yung how to access the information is very, very important. So here, the information literate student accesses the needed information effectively and efficiently. So hindi lang po access to information, mayroon pa po siyang effectively and efficiently. Efficient with cost cutting, no, measures, and of course effective, no, na magiging tool niya na magre-research pa siya on more, and even maging ano pa siya, maging advisor din siya sa other niyang mga classmates. So yun, naging ano siya, effective and efficient po siya in terms of cost, in terms of time na nag-locate po siya, in terms of mga resources po na ginallocate niya. So here, students learn to use a particular database or sets of databases. Learn techniques like subject searching, no? So alam na niya dito sa access. Alam niya pag-access ng information using the Boolean logic, no? Yung and, or, and not, no? And then learn how to broaden and narrow search, and learn to how to retrieve information from the library's print and electronic collection. So more or less nasa ano na siya, level 2 na siya or standard 2 na. Marunong na din siyang mag-access ng information. Diba? So, yun po yung pinaka-core natin sa ating library instruction. Okay. Standard 3 would be evaluate. No? So, here, the information literate student evaluates information and its sources critically and incorporates selected information into his or her knowledge based on the value system. No? So, here, students, kung mayroon na siyang mga web sources of information, this gives students 2 web sources of information on a topic to evaluate. No? Then, they have to locate, present, to justify, and credible web source on the same topic. So here, may level na po ang bata, no? Sa criteria on evaluation, paano po niya i-evaluate yung dalawang web sources kanyang information na kailangan. So maybe, kailangan niya yung mga criteria in evaluating the web resources. Criteria in evaluating reference sources. So ano po yun? No? So yung authoritativeness ng ating documents or ng ating libro, yung scope niya, yung content niya, no? Of course, yung authenticity or the currency, the relevancy of the materials. No? So, yan po ay kanya ding i-evaluate. No? So, para maging effective po siya, no? And efficient po siya talaga doon sa kanyang mga yung assignment niya. So, yan po ang standard 3, no? An evaluation. Okay. Standard 4 will be use. No? So, here, kung pumasa na po siya doon sa standard 1, 2, 3, andito po sa 4 ay ang paggamit naman. Alam niya ang pag-access, pero yung paggamit ay hindi niya alam. So, dapat ito din yung i-concentrate natin, no? Yung standard 4, which is use. Here, the information literate student individually or as a member of a group uses information effectively to accomplish a specific purpose. So in here, students locate a list of reliable websites on the topic, and create brochure on the topic based on the information from those sites and including the sites as further reading. So this is usually mangyayari, no, sa ating mga estudyante. Now in academic libraries, in academic and research libraries, nag-higher up na din yung level ng ating mga estudyante. No? Lalo-lalo na if they are researching, actually, hindi lang sila satisfied dun sa isang source, na ang dami pa pong sources, lalong-lalo na if they are having the research subjects. No? Alam nila paano magre-research ng mga literature searches po, ang tawag po doon. So tayo pong librarian ay talagang alam din natin kung ano din ang pulso nitong mga estudyante na to. No? So we'll recommend materials, ano po yung i-recommend natin na hindi naman tayo nagde-decide na ito yung materials na gagamitin nila, but they have to decide and they have to evaluate kung ano po yung dapat gagawin or ano po yung pinakatukma na materials po para sa kanila. No? Tayo ay will just recommend kung ano po yung mga materials na pwede nilang gagamitin. And of course, sa standard 5, yung ethical issue naman yan. No? So the information literate student understands many of the economic, legal, and social issues surrounding the use of information and accesses this use and uses this information ethically and legally. So ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na hindi po natin basta-basta po i-share, i-comment kaagad yung mga information. Hindi po tayo basta-basta mag-ano lang po sa social media. So, kailangan po talaga natin i-evaluate muna kung tama ba talaga ito, ano ba talaga ang source ng information. No? Hindi tayo madali lang mag-share kaagad kung hindi natin alam yung source. No? Kasi we're bringing information kasi. No? Pag once yan ay talagang maglabas sa social media and then i-share. So, yan na po yung mga mislead na po at misinformation na po yung mangyayari. So, wala na pong talagang totoo. No? So, kailangan din natin i-avoid natin yan. So, dito po sa Standard 5, alam ng estudyante kung kailan at saan po siya gagamit ng information at kailan at saan po siya mag-share ng information at magdi-disseminate ng information. Okay, ang example po dito is students will identify a topic of current national interest and write a letter to editor. So this is just only an example. So mayroon na siyang interaction, no? Kasi mayroon na siyang analysis doon sa information. So pwede na siya maka-interact, pwede na siya maka-comment or even maka-give commentary, no? sa mga information na andyan. So pwede na siya maka-react. Kasi nakita niya kung ano ba talaga ang source ng information. Okay? So yan po yung standards, no? So yung sa ating sa ating role naman as librarian, so kailangan natin malaman kung saan tayo pupwesto, no? So we have to place ourselves. So, priming, ilagay natin ang ating sarili in the right perspective naman. So, ano ang role natin as librarian in the information literacy na program? So, here, the librarian is responsible in locating, acquiring, disseminating, and tracking information resources of many types. Now, it might include database searching, interlibrary loans, monitoring internet, newsgroup, and maintenance of a computerized library information system. So, siguro alam ko na may mga system na po tayo, no, sa ating library. So, pinaka-basic po doon is yung ating Full Destiny. So, halos ang libraries ngayon ay may system na library integrated system ang Full Destiny. No? So, marami pong features yan. No? So, dapat alam din natin ano ang mga features niya para naman makarelate po tayo sa ating mga estudyante. Kasi ang role natin is to acquire the right materials, i-disseminate po natin, itatrack po natin yung mga information sources at saka yung utilization. Yung role natin. So, ang pinaka doon is the utilization would be for the students. Paano ma-utilize naman ng student kung hindi naman niya alam kung ano yung mga available. No? So, yun. So, magdalawang na yan. No? Sabi ng estudyante, hindi man namin alam na mayroong ganito. Sabi ni teacher, sabi din ng librarian, may ginagawa kami pero hindi gina-access ng estudyante. So yun, magbi-blame na. So dito po ay talagang i-act po natin ito na tayo po ang prime movers na dito sa gawain na to, mga librarians. And then libraries and librarians play an important role in the education or educating people or users for effective and efficient information use by teaching them the information skills at levels of education to enable them to be informed, to be an informed citizens of the country. So yan naman, to have lifelong learning. Yan naman yung pinaka-goal din natin. Lifelong learning. So another one, librarians are the key personnel in the implementation of resource-based program. Tayo po yung talagang mag-i-implement dito. Hindi po si teacher, hindi po si English teacher. No? Tayo po yung mag-i-initiate at mag-i-implement at mag-disseminate and even magsusustain po dito sa program. So they can design, or librarians can design information literacy curriculum which matches readers' capabilities because they have the expertise and knowledge to teach the skills. Na. By the way, may mga ibang schools kasi na yung information literacy program ay isang subject po sa curriculum. Na? So mayroon po siyang detailed, talagang part siya sa isang program. Na? So may mga schools na ganyan. Sa amin naman ay talagang initiative na lang talaga namin na papasok po kami, may program po kami na talagang magkakandak po kami library instruction. Pero doon sa mga schools na nag-offer ng library literacy or literacy program na part po sa curriculum, hindi na po sila mahirapan, no? Kasi mayroon talaga silang estudyante, parang PE na rin, mayroon talagang loading, no? May regular load po talaga siya sa faculty. So yun po yung maganda, na. So yun po dun ita-try natin na ilalabi, na. Pero mahirap kasi yan kasi nasa curriculum, no? Nasa curriculum kasi yan. So kailangan pa yung marami pang mga proponent or proposals pa po na ano. Pero sa atin lang, we'll start maybe yung ating initiative, no, doon sa pag-disseminate po ng ating library instruction program. Mayroon lang talaga tayong program na maaangkuran and then mare-remind na po tayo kung ano po ang dapat nating gawin, especially po doon sa ating academic libraries na naging ano natin sa ating MASTSLiNet na libraries network. Sorry. Okay. Librarians also are leaders in information technologies, no, as well as extended resources across many disciplines. So we are not just only frontliners, but we are leaders in the information technology. Our experience with information finding tools give us context for the application of new tools, no, which is now ngayon yung pag-explore ng ating internet or the World Wide Web. Okay? So, siguro hindi na yan sa atin panibago, kundi isusustain na po natin kasi we are in the pandemic, no? Maging positive lang din po tayo, no? Of course, health protocol and of course, yung ating ICT skills ay kailangan din nating i-uplift. Okay. Now, there exists there there is an exist gap between librarians and the users' information needs. Yes, I know that. Now we know that. Now, to bridge this gap, they need to educate and re-educate themselves, or we librarians, no, in order to acquire new skills and competencies for a new role, and need to cultivate the concept of a lifelong learning of information literacy skills. No? So, kailangan din natin forward din tayo. Kailangan din natin mag-acquire din tayo ng skills needed. No? So, kagaya nito, no? Pasalamat tayo sa MASTSLiNet team kasi isang topic on information literacy which is in po ngayon. No? Sa trend na po ito ngayon kasi we are not just only living the library in the school, but we're bringing the library to the community. So, paano po yan? So, ito na po yung pinaka-modality niya ngayon. Yun, no? Yung pagkandak ng ating library instruction. Okay? And then, okay, ito po ay short term. So, dalawa po ang klase ng ating orientation or instruction. So, alam natin, mayroon tayong short term courses or short term orientation program. Diyan naman sa system, may mga short term sections. No? Sa face-to-face po, mayroon tayong general instruction. No? Doon makikita po natin kung ano po lang, kakunti lang din yung may bigay natin na information during the library instruction. So, papasok po tayo doon sa formal instruction, kaya magko-coordinate po tayo sa teacher at papasok po tayo sa English na subject para po na talagang maging detalye po tayo doon sa ating presentation at papasok po tayo doon sa skills on how to access the materials, paano po mag-locate ng mga information through indexes, paano po gagamitin si OPAC, paano po gagamitin ang the whole system of FULET, no? Paano po tayo makakuha ng mga information resources through the available portal. So, yun na po yung maging detalye, no, doon sa program natin. So, ang sa atin lang kasi, giisa natin, no, sa amin dito, 1.5 hour all throughout na yan, no, during the face-to-face. Pero po dito sa atin sa virtual na po, ay i-chat po natin yan. No? Hindi siya pwedeng magle-lecture ka ng almost 2 hours for library instruction. So, parang wala na siguro makinig sa'yo, no? Ganyan. So, I will show you mamaya kung other schools paano po nila gi-implement po yan. Okay. So, to undertake the instruction or information literacy core activity, IL information literacy core activity effectively, librarians need to be strongly committed. So, ito po yung pinaka-importante. No? So, committed lang po tayo sa ating mother institution, sa ating library. No? Educate lang po natin ang ating sarili, re-educate ourselves to acquire the knowledge, the skills, and the competencies. Importante po ito. And we will cultivate the concept of lifelong learning through information literacy skills acquired and developed in the library. Okay. Ano po ang mga challenges ni ILP? No? Ano mga challenges nakikita natin? One, lack of cooperation among professional organizations and, of course, lack of well-articulated or promoted information literacy policies and programs. No? So, yan, totoo po yan. No? Hindi po natin siya i-argue kasi okay, another one, underdeveloped library and information systems and networks. Yeah, wala po masyadong nade-develop na mga library information systems, lalo na po sa aspect ng library information literacy. Kaya magpapasalamat po tayo ni pandemic, no, ni COVID, kasi naging techno-savvy na rin tayo. No? Alam na natin din paano po mag-deliver ng mga instruction through the use of different modalities. No? So, ito na po ay may introduce din. No? So, yan, underdeveloped library system po. And that works. No? Okay, another one, expensive telecommunication infrastructure services. Yeah, may sa atin talaga na wala talagang budget, no? Pero sa atin naman sa state universities and colleges, na alam ko naman na talagang may naka-allocate na budget, no? So depende lang talaga pagpupursige kung paano po gagawa ng mga proposals and everything. So ang dami po. But this library instruction program really needs communication, telecommunication gadgets, infrastructure, tools na talagang gagamitin natin. Of course, yung ating signal, wifi, yung ating internet, pinaka-importante po yun ng ating mga computers, yung ating mga laptops po, ay kailangan din natin sa pag-implement din po ng ating literacy program. Shortage of information and library educated shortage of information and library educated and trained professional, who would give the necessary impetus to the information literacy. Now, shortage kasi yung sa face-to-face noon, pwede tayo maka-request ng ating mga co-librarians na mag-deliver ng ganitong session like that. No? Pero may mga librarians na hindi din talaga nila gusto din yung mag-teach. No? So, we have to respect also them kasi mahirap naman din na hindi nila gusto din paturuin natin. So, ang hirap naman din yon. So, yun, lalo-lalo na dito sa ating online ngayon na wala talagang pursige, no? Kasi, ay, hindi ako marunong ng ganyan, hindi ako marunong ng ganyan, wala po akong concept, hindi ako marunong, lalo-lalo na if you are a one-man librarian, no? Kung mag-decide ka nga, wala na yun na. Whereas kung mayroon kang boss o mayroon kang mga kasamahan sa so maybe mag-usap kayo, mag-ano tayo ng library instruction, ganito ang gagawin natin. So, parang mapoporsige ka. However, pag you are a one-man librarian and you are committed actually and matatouch ka po dito sa ating session, ay talagang ipoporsige mo talaga ito. So, yan po. So, dapat lang din tayo ay educated and of course, trained din tayo. So, mamaya po, chill lang kayo kasi may mga proposals or may mga natin gagawin para po magtulong-tulungan po tayo sa ating MASTSLiNet. Okay, intimidated users who are not so well acquainted. So ito po yung other issue, no? They're not so well acquainted with the nature of information, its creation, how information is accessed, published, and disseminated. So, a user ay talagang ang ila is maka-access lang sila ng information, okay na, no? Pero how to share this information, how to evaluate the information, and how to to evaluate the information, especially on the provision po ng legal and social issues, no? So dapat po talaga ay alam din nila, no? So kaya po ay yan po yung maging issue, no? Maging din natin na yung mga users natin ay talagang natin sa kanila, no? Ipa-appreciate and talagang ipa-value din natin nila yung ating library instruction program. Okay, now itong library instruction program is a program that provides students, faculty, and staff with assistance in developing library research skills and competent information use, no, for of course part of lifelong learning. So the program offers a range of instruction, including the course integrated information literacy sessions, which is either face-to-face in virtual platform, the physical tour or the virtual tour of the building and the services, and the tailored library orientation, library guides, and tutorials. So ito po yung composition po ng program. No? So actually kinakandak na po natin itong mga course integrated information literacy. No? Pumapasok po tayo sa English subject at ang lesson 1 nila ay about library. So sa amin lang, pumapasok po kami, mag-letter po kami doon sa program head or sa chairman, no? And then kukunin po namin yung 1 week na, no? So yun na lang ang ginagawa namin kasi hindi po talaga siya naka-embed sa curriculum. Pero yun ang naging best practice din namin, no? Dito sa university, when we had the accreditation, yun yung aming na talagang sustain talaga namin, and then may program talaga, may delivery, mayroon ng evaluation, may exam pa kami. So, yun, naging practice na din namin. Pero sa face-to-face yun. Pagdating ng virtual, so yun, talagang naghanap ng way. So, nakakandak naman ng virtual library instruction naman at inuna po namin yung faculty. So, yan po yung totality of the program. May guidelines po, no, for an information literacy program. So this guideline is common. Actually, wala namang standard, but this is based on the ACRL, or the Association of College and Research Library. Ito po yung standard na pwede nating i-pattern. So of course, yung standard may program design po siya. So sa program design niya, yung part 1 po niya ay actually yung statement of purpose. So here, the librarian should always, of course, alam niya kung ano ba talaga ang mission ng library. So if may vision ang institution, tayo ay mga may mission para ma-achieve yung vision ng institution. So sa pag-create din natin ng program, dapat naka-anchor din yung mission natin or objectives ng ating program doon sa mission ng ating library. So the library should have a written mission statement. So ito po yung una. Gagawa po ng mission statement kung wala pa po kayong mission statement for the instructional program, specific for the instructional program. Kasi mayroon tayong mission relevant to acquire relevant information, blah, 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 access this information. So dapat papasok itong instruction program, kasi dito tayo mag-a-anchor sa vision. So this program articulates the purpose of the instruction program, the context of educational mission, and the institution and the needs of the learning community. So another one, stated purpose, which involves its institutional community in the formulation of the campus-wide information literacy goals and general outcomes. Yeah, especially if you have a big university, college, may mga campus-based ka po. So, dapat involved po lahat, Kasi you are developing one system. Hindi pwedeng si doon magagawa ng kanyang instruction program, si magagawa ng instruction program. So, ito po ay buo sa isang organization. At yung aim po natin ay magiging network po tayo sa lahat ng mga MASTSLiNet schools. So, papasok muna tayo dito sa ating individual institution. Let's check if ang ating library ay may mission. Hindi na po tayo create ng vision. Kasi ang vision po ay isang institution po yan. Aangkor na lang po tayo doon sa vision ng school. Pero dapat maging consistent po tayo. Yung program natin ay naka-anchor doon sa vision ng library po natin. Okay. Now, another one recognizes now in giving what you call this statement of purpose, we have to recognize the diverse nature of learning community, including the varieties of learning styles, attitudes, educational levels, life experiences, cultures, technology on different levels, and other learners variables such as proximity of the campus itself or the distance learning or whatsoever. So, i-consider din natin at recognize din natin yung diverse learning culture po, especially in this pandemic. Baka maganda lang yung program natin, baka ang ganda, baka nag-dream po tayo ng pinaka-high na pero yung mga users natin ay hindi even maka-access kasi data lang yung ma-access nila. So hahanap po tayo ng way na ano ba yung mga platforms or ano ba yung mga information lang na at least makukuha po nila na through data lang muna, kasi mahirap po, even magklase nga ako, hindi nga perfect yung attendance kasi sometimes may burn out, mayroong ganito, everything, ang daming rason, may blah blah blah. So yun, i-consider din natin yan at i-recognize po na yung mga limitations po, So yan, baka very lang din, ideal masyado yung ating program ng library instruction, pero hindi naman siya actually marirealize, kasi medyo may mga limitation nga. So yung simple lang na talagang masasatisfied yung ating user, isang expectation po yan kanina. Then recognize the instruction program prepared by learners not only for immediate curricular activities but also experiences with information used beyond the classroom in work. So magde-design po tayo ng sessions or ng program na even hindi lang on the spot na nagka-conduct po tayo ng kahit po sa klase or kahit na po in one semester, mag-click lang sila doon sa ating system at maging aware po sila paano po magsisearch ng information like that. So, mamaya po ibigay ko yung idea kung paano po siya sa system, paano po siya ipapasok po sa system, para lifelong po ang kanyang dating. And then reflects changes in the instruction learning community through regular conduct and revision when appropriate. So, i-revise din yung program when appropriate. Now, identification of content of instruction. So, importante po yung i-identify natin ano pang content ng ating instruction. So, hindi po lahat. Actually, hindi lahat. So, ang content of library instruction will vary among academic institutions. So, ito na po yun. Kahit po tayo mag-network, pero yung nature ng ating information, nature ng ating instruction ay magdi-differ po dito sa nature po ng ating institution. Kasi iba-iba po tayo. Although we are one common, MASTSLiNet na common po tayo, pero may mga aspect po na unique po tayo. So, yan po yung maging difference po doon. But nevertheless, so instruction programs in the academic libraries would have clearly articulated learning outcomes and align with the ACRL standards. So, kahit na po iba-iba or unique po tayo doon sa ating mga workstations. But if you are going to anchor doon sa 5 standards ng ACRL, as what this presentation may mention, so maging consistent na din tayo. And of course, papasok yung ating local institutional standards or outcomes or mga institutional goals. Alam natin na mayroon po tayo niyan. And ideally, the institutional educational standard and outcomes will address information literacy if they do not. So the competency standards can be used as our guide for the discussion. Maybe pag mag-ano po tayo ng proposal sa ating mga administrative council members. So ito po yung ACRL standards of information literacy. Yun yung pwede nating ipanglaban, ipagpalaban para po magiging objective po talaga yung ating guidelines, especially on the content of instruction. Okay. Another one is i-identify natin yung mode of instruction. So kung alam natin yung content, ano naman natin yung mga mode of instruction. So instruction occurs in different modes. Of course, iba-iba. Lalo ngayon na naka-pandemic tayo or naka-virtual po tayo. So iba-iba ang daming applications ngayon na nasa internet. Actually, ang dami. I-introduce ko lang mamaya yung alam ko, pero technically yun lang din alam ko, pero maybe marami pa pong alam yung iba, especially in the application. Pero at least for the sake po ng presentation, meron lang din akong i-ano mamaya kung ano po yung mga other application tools. So the modes they are selected should be consistent, of course, with the goals of information literacy instruction. Learning styles, of course, strategies should be considered, and multiple modes should be incorporated whenever possible. So information literacy or instruction should employ active learning strategies and techniques that require learners to develop critical thinking skills and information literacy skills. So planning, such as active learning strategies and techniques, should be carried and collaboratively with faculty to increase the overall student engagement. So yan po yung maganda. So mode of instruction po na dapat clear po din sa kanila. So ito na po yung mga modality that may include but are not limited to the following. So kumuha po ako nagre-research po talaga ako dito. And then ano po yung mga very applicable lang po, yun lang din yung isa-suggest natin. So maybe you can have an online reference interview. So gagamit ka po ng mga applications dito, like mag-interview po tayo. So ano po yung gagawin natin, gagawa po tayo ng session for reference interview, and then individual or small group research consultations or appointments. So another form is digital or print instruction resources. And then another one, ito activities, modalities. We can have web tutorials and web-based instruction, and then we have the synchronous or asynchronous mode of instruction. So kagaya dito, recorded po ito. I'm using Windows, Microsoft 365. So pwede pong maging asynchronous, pwede ding mag-synchronous. So synchronous modes of instruction, like you'll be using web conferencing, Zoom, Google, for that specific session of the library. Yun po ang point. And then course management software. So may mga course management software naka-embed na po yung mga instruction at the same time, yung instruction at saka yung mga resources available. Just like Odelo, ito po ay isang example po na talagang kinakapture na po niya lahat, yung sa instruction support at saka yung sa library support and everything. And then hybrid distributed learning and distance learning. So yan po yung mga modality. Okay, ang instructional tools po na gagamitin, mayroon po tayong basic doon sa ating sa ating conduct ng face-to-face is gumamit po tayo ng computer, laboratory, yung ating IT, doon po tayo nagkakandak, and then gagamit po tayo ng projector, printer, and even access to internet. So may mga tools po siya, no? Lalo-lalo na ngayon sa pandemic. So, gagamit po tayo ng mga software for creating tutorials. No? Kagaya nito, mga software, OBS, no? Nag-create po tayo ng mga tutorial sessions for that. So, gamit na ng whiteboard, classroom responses technology, software for creating online guides, computer control technology, virtual soundbox, classroom or class recording capabilities, just like the Google Classroom, Zoom, Google Meet, OBS. No? So, ito po ay mga example na kailangan din natin ito ng training. So, i-part din natin ito sa ating program. Kasi kung magkandak-kandak lang tayo ng training, kasi hindi siya naka-anchor dun sa program, so useless pa rin, hindi siya masusustain. No? So, kailangan alam natin ito, paano natin i-formulate o paano tayo. So, technically, kailangan din tayo ng training ng ganito. No? So, paano natin i-embed ang ating library instruction. Okay? So, ang program structures, no, may i-present po ako mamaya, no, doon sa program na naka-matrix siya. And then, of course, kailangan natin ng evaluation and assessment doon sa ating program. No? Kailangan natin kakandak tayo ng impact assessment, whether nagustuhan ba itong ating ginagawa, no? Sa ating mga users. No? Kailangan i-monitor din natin kasi activity kasi ito. No? So, evaluation and assessment of an instruction program. These are systematic na ongoing processes that inform and guide library, especially sa direction, no? Strategic direction on what to do, what to improve, no? Especially on the conduct of the instruction. So, kailangan din natin i-evaluate or i-assess ang ating program. So, maybe or maybe it's a semestral evaluation. Okay. Another component of the program is support. No? So, kailangan po natin ang support. One aspect po doon is the instructional facilities. No? So, alam naman natin na kailangan kung mag-conduct po tayo ng library instruction na programs po siya or system na talagang may mga facilities, na may mga computers available. Of course, paggagamit ang mga users, no? Dapat mayroon talaga tayong IT section sa library or something ICT or virtual library sa ating library din para naman ay both po magagamit yung print at saka electronic, no? So, yan po yung sa siyempre, maganda yung program mo. Tapos, pagdating ng actual, wala palang computers, wala palang internet, wala pala. So, useless pa rin yung ating program. Di ba? So, kailangan ang support. Another support is, of course, yung ating yung access equipment, the services necessary to design, reproduce, and update instructional materials, yung mga IMs natin. In a variety of formats, there should be both physical and virtual spaces sa ating library. No? So, hindi naman necessary na talagang maganda yung library mo para tayo makakandak ng ating program. Hindi naman. Now, what is important is present lang yung mga aspect na yon doon sa gi-mention natin sa program para ma-realize talaga yung ating program nga gi-conduct natin or gi-plan natin. No? Okay. Yan po yung sa support. Of course, ang financial, no? Ito ang pinaka-importante. So, when you go into your budgeting, please do include also yung project mo sa literacy program doon sa aspect po ng siguro acquisition of technology, no? Doon sa mga, depende na po sa inyo kung saan nyo i-aspect po yung library instruction. So, sa mga activities, doon sa the services or depende na po, no, kung saan nyo ipapasok yung program na yan, no. Iba-iba kasi yung, although we have doon sa state university na programming sa ating budget, pero depende na po sa atin kung saan natin siya ipapasok, no. So, importante po yun. Kasi pag mag-conduct po tayo, no, like for example, mag-training po tayo sa ating staff. So, dapat may budget po tayo on training. So, pwede natin isali doon sa training. So, depende na po kung ano ang training na ikakandak natin. And this could be one of the trainings to be conducted, no, para sa atin. Of course, mag-conduct ka ng training, mag-provide ka ng snacks, mag-provide ka ng speaker, mag-provide ka ng so part po yun, no? Mag-design ka naman ng program for a specific training for that, no? So, ganyan po, no? So, financial, importante po yan. We have budget naman din sa library, okay? Yan, mga software, equipment, access, no? And then, support from continuing education, training, and development. Yun na nga, hindi lang yung once training lang, kundi yung training na yun ay part na din sa OPCR natin na every year magkakandak po tayo ng information literacy program training. No? So, andyan na lahat. No? Andyan na yung training na lahat. Parang umbrella na siya. So, doon yung mga training kung paano, ano mga development doon, ano ang dapat natin i-improve. No? So, mayroon talagang training my colleagues. No? Kasi importante po yan. Although sa amin, mayroon kaming training, pero kailangan talaga i-identify ano ba talaga ang training na kailangan. That's why our HR is really encouraging us. Ano ba ang training na kailangan nyo? Identify nyo yan para mabigyan kayo ng budget for that. No? So, importante po talaga yung sustainability po ng ating program. Of course, the human resources, no? Sa human resources po, if well, marami po tayo sa library, maybe the head could give a committee, no? Could parang assign a committee to oversee this program. In other schools sa aking nalalaman, no, mayroon talaga silang composed of 5 committees na may director na sila, may ano na doon, may teacher na sila doon, may part na doon sa programming, no, doon yung mga IT, no, sa committee composed of 5 members siguro na talagang tututok doon sa program na yon, no, sa implementation, development, implementation, as well as sa pag-disseminate and pag-promote po ng library action program po natin. Okay? So, many instruction programs will have a design program manager. No? So, may program manager or coordinating, okay, oversight group. Ito na po yung tinatawag ko na committee. This committee are also expert. No? So, mayroon ding teacher na, or librarian teacher librarian na siya yung magkakandak. Yung trabaho niya is magkakandak lang talaga. No? Mag-deliver lang siya. O may isa naman na in charge doon sa system. May isa program sa promotion. May isa program. Then, may director sila doon. No? Na mag-ano. So, yun, parang isang entity talaga siya within the library. No? Yan po yung composition niya. So, mayroon pa akong sample of objective statements here. Dito ito sa program. Ha? So, general objectives is one, to provide instruction of effective and efficient use of library resources and information through the acquisition of skills to identify, locate, search, retrieve. So, if you notice, itong number 1 objective ay naka-anchor po ito sa isang mission. No? The mission most probably is the library is there to give students or provide students access to information, no? Something like that. That's why we'll provide them the instruction. Of course, naka-anchor siya sa ACRL standard, no? Locate, search, retrieve, okay, and of course, evaluate the resources. Another sample of objective is to encourage students for faculty to maximize the use of books and web. No? Ito po yung mga objectives talaga na naka-anchor dapat doon sa mission natin. To develop one's interest. No? Kailangan yan, kung nagtuturo po tayo sa ating mga estudyante, dapat hanggang sa affective level po siya na ma-appreciate po nila yung ginagawa natin. I-appreciate po nila how important the library po sa kanilang pag-aaral. And then to help students realize the value of library resources. No? Kasi ngayon, ang mga estudyante parang more on na sila, electronic. No? But when I interviewed also some people, some professionals, they prefer print materials. No? So, depende na lang po talaga yan. So, we librarians should embrace the two, no? The print and the electronic resources. Hindi din pwede na kahit nandito na tayo sa technology na lang tayo magpo-focus na. Hindi po. Hindi po natin pabayaan dito si print kasi ito po din yung pinaka-best source po ng information din natin. No? So, in whatsoever reasons po, ay talagang ito po talaga ang ating yung print at saka electronic na. Dalawa po siya. Okay. Okay, I have here the matrix, an example of a matrix of the library instruction program. No? So, ang matrix na po ito ay composed of the topics, subjectives, content, strategies, which includes activities on, of course, the mode of delivery for instruction, values integration. So, depende na po sa atin kung ano po yung ma-decide natin na component po or elements po ng program. So, ito po yung program, no? Ito po yung matrix pala. No? So, dito may content siya or may topic. And then, ano po ang objective ng certain topic na yan. So activities o strategies para ma-realize po yung activity na yan. Ano po ang mode of delivery and then evaluation and assessment na gagamitin, and of course, time frame. Para talaga tayong naggawa ng syllabus nito. No? Lalo-lalo na pag dito tayo sa objectives at saka sa activities. No? Very detailed po siya dito. No? Gagawa po talaga tayo ng medyo detalye na program, no? Para makakapture po natin lahat, yung the whole program po. Now, if you're going to ask, ano ang content natin, ma'am? O ano ang topic natin, ma'am? So, may ano na po ng mga topic. So, based then ito, no, sa aking research and other schools implementing information literacy program. So this captures already the topics like one, know your library. No? This is one topic. Sa atin kasi giisa natin lahat, no, so yung library instruction. Now, dito sa virtual ngayon is i-chop natin. You know, just like know your library. This know your library, this is a session good for, of course, siguro mga 30 minutes, no, talking about the library, the rules and regulations of our library, the services available sa ating library, ano yung, of course, sino yung mga tao, ano yung organizational structure, yung mga services, and a little bit of mga informations available. So this is a very short session about knowing your library, no? Specific library. Okay, so may objectives ka dyan, paano ang delivery mo dyan, and then ano ang time frame mo, no? So ano ang mga assessment tools mo dyan. And then another topic would be introduction to OPAC. So this is again another topic or session like maybe gagawa ka ng video clips nito. Sa amin, gumawa po ka namin ng video clips po on introduction to OPAC or how to use OPAC. So yun, pinapaano namin doon sa portal. So ito ay isang session na rin na ang laman talaga niya is about the OPAC. No? So, gagawa ka ng objective nito, gagawa ka ng mga activities o sa strategies, paano mo siya i-deliver. Of course, sa online, ano na yun, ang dami ng platform na i-deliver. No? Through the use of course, OBS, gagamit ka. Gagamit ka ng ganito, no? yung tutorial mga applications. No? Okay, or mag-Zoom ba kaya ka, or mag-Google Meet ba kaya, no? Introduction, how to use OPAC, or mag-video clip ba ka, and then i-upload mo. So, yung mga ganyan, no? Another session would be electronic resources available. No? Importante ito na malaman nila kung ano ang mga available electronic resources sa atin. Hindi naman doon sa content, pero yung at least the bibliography, no, of all the available resources. And paano po siya i-access sa resources ng library portal. No? So isa po sa aim po natin dito yung koha natin. No? So yan, isa na yung maging magna-network na tayo niyan. So hindi lang yung sa koha, no? Kundi marami pa po mga resources po na magiging ika-capture doon ni Koha. Hindi lang yung sa thesis dissertation. Maybe yung mga available resources, available Filipiniana materials later on. So, yun, dapat din natin i-introduce per school ano yung mga electronic resources available natin. Okay. Another topic would be improving your literature search strategy. Another session for that. No? So maybe tutorial pa rin, online on improving the literature. Yung topic naman niya ay focus lang siya doon. Effective search techniques kung paano. It's a very short session lang. No? And then service available through online or services available services available sa face-to-face at saka sa online, and then using database to find journal articles through web and the library portal. Another topic on course related instruction, bibliography making, okay, literature search, the RRL searches, Boolean, and everything. No? And then you have also the library tour. So hindi po natin yung library tour kasi yun yung physical, no? Nawala yung physical, so gagamit po tayo ng mga applications po, no, doon sa tour. So depende na din po sa atin kung anong application yan. Basta isa sa content doon is yung virtual tour natin. Okay, so ano naman yung mga platforms na gagamitin sa ating virtual instruction program? So doon yung content kanina, ngayon naman yung mga platforms. So sabi ko kanina, so pwede tayong mag-video, no? I-video yung mga available, and then i-capture yan, and then i-upload. So yun, naging electronic format na siya, no? Or the OBS, gagamit ka for online session, no? The Open Broadcaster System, no? YouTube broadcast for online session. Gamit tayo ng Google Meet, no? Mga classroom or the synchronous and asynchronous library session. No? Gagamit po tayo ng Google Forms for our invitation. No? Ako, gumamit pa ako ng Google Form pag-invite ko po ng ating mga faculty na there will be coming library instruction session. Yan, para makikita mo talaga yung magko-confirm yung ano na talagang may mag-attend sa iyo. So, gumamit pa ako ng Google Form, no? Explore ko 'yan. So, it's for evaluation, assessment, promotion, invitation. Gamit ka ng Mentimeter, no, or menti.com, no, for your activities, for your evaluation and assessment. Video clips for promotion, presentation like how to use OPAC, video clip, no? Very skilled po ang ating mga library staff dito, no, kung paano po gagamitin yan. And then you will use Canva for our poster, for example, or infographics about our library promotion and library instruction program. So, ito po ay example ng other schools po, sample of information literacy program, na makikita po sa kanilang web portal, no, sa portal ng library. So, sa next slide po ito po ay school ng West University Library. So, kung makikita po natin, mayroon po silang information na online literacy program open-close during COVID-19 lockdown period. No? So, maybe mag-ano din tayo niyan, papasok po tayo sa web management, no? And then, papasok po natin ang isang program doon, yung ating library instruction program. Maybe, siguro sa MASTSLiNet na webpage natin, doon po tayo magkukuha ng mga link, like pag i-link niya yung USM, i-click niya, then pasok siya sa portal nito at doon mag-ano siya, Panabo, for example, in USEP. No? So, i-link lang niya. So, doon tayo mag-ano doon sa ating webpage talaga. No? And then, i-link lang niya, i-click niya, and then, ilabay siya diri sa mga portal. No? So, like this, naka-screenshot lang po ito. No? So, mayroon po siyang time, mayroon po siyang available information lang po na kailangan lang niyang matutunan for that specific purpose or time. Meron pa akong isang example na dito sa Daffodil Library, University Library, na ito din yung nakikita ko, information literacy program nila. So, ito yung napapattern ko din kasi mayroon silang session or know your library. No? So, if you want to know that library, i-ano mo lang yung time kasi may time siya available, and then the duration of that session, and then ang location, and then register here. No? So, gagamit ng application for this, for registration. No? Kunti lang, yung name, yung address, yung cellphone number, yung basic information lang. At saka yung email address, no? Kasi pag may mga tanong like that. So, doon, ready na din yung session mo kasi papasok siya doon sa time na yan. No? So, know your library. So, kung ako ang estudyante at gusto kong makita kung ano ang library namin, i-click ko ito. No? I-click ko ito. Okay. Another option would be introduction to the OPAC. No? So, naka-screenshot hindi lang ako mag-diretso doon sa link. So, introduction to the OPAC, learn how to use the OPAC, locate books using the libraries. So, ito po yung mga objectives at content. No? So, kung interesado ako na estudyante sa school na yan, so may time po siya available, may duration para at least alam ko kung ano yung time na ma-allocate for that, and then register now. Okay, this is one way also, itong pag-register, this is one way also of tracking, no, sa ating users kung ilan ba talaga ang pumunta sa ating library, ilan ba talaga ang nakinig doon sa ating library instruction. No? One time kasi tinanong kami, matatrack ba ninyo kung sino ang nagpunta sa inyong portal or sino ang pumunta sa inyong portal, sino ang visitors niyo in a day? Wala kaming actually masagot. No? Kasi pag-visit mo sa portal, wala po kaming tracking. Diretso po yan siya kasi naka-anchor po siya sa USM namin na webpage. No? Pero dito po ay matatrack kasi magre-register yung gustong mag-access. Another one, e-resources available at, for example, USM Library. So, ang session na din yan ay about e-resources lang din. No? Yun. So, register na naman. Ulit, kung gusto kang mag-register. And then, improving your literature search strategy. No? So, paano ka literature search, lalong-lalo na sa mga research subjects na ating mga estudyante ngayon. So, gusto kong malaman paano po mag-conduct ng literature search. No? Ano ang mga strategies, no? Paano po ano ang mga bibliography, ano po yung format doon. So, i-click ko. No? So, yun po yung idea. So, just to give you the idea po kung ano po yung maging natin later on. No? And then, mayroon pang effective search techniques. No? So, ano pa ang gagamitin natin. So dito po i-introduce yung mga Boolean logic at paano po yung mga advanced searching po ng ating fullet. So dito natin ipapasok sa session na to. No? So again, magre-register sila. So naka-chop-chop po siya. Hindi kagaya sa atin sa face-to-face na all throughout no? 2 hours talagang lahat-lahat. So hindi natin makikita yung assessment natin na perfect ba yun or na may na-learn ba kaya yung estudyante, no? Ma-achieve ba yung lifelong learning na sinasabi na so yun. So ito ay anytime po ma-access sa portal, no? I-click lang ng estudyante kung gusto po siyang ng mga different sessions po ng library. Another one is using databases to find journal articles. Ito, no, may mga faculty na talagang gusto nilang malaman, ma'am, paano i-search yung mga database available? No? So gagamit ka ng portal. Ako, yung pag-instruction ko, gumamit po ako ng portal, doon nagsisearch po ako. Pero yun na, nag-stop lang siya doon. No? So dapat kung program kasi siya, ongoing siya. No? May session ka July, may session ka August, another users naman. Pero dito kasi, kung sino yung gustong maki-access sa library mo, magki-click lang siya at magre-register. Recorded na lahat, no? Usually wala namang online ito kasi pre-recorded, no? Asynchronous classes or sessions for the library. Okay? So yan po ang idea, na explore the web for your assignment, another session. And then another session on the topic on plagiarism, no? Kasi part yan sa ating information literacy, no? Okay, yan po, may another session. Or may session na si faculty gusto kang i-advance, gusto kang i-invite sa kanyang classroom, no? If you're using VLE, virtual learning environment, or yeah, and then papasok ka doon, magre-request si faculty, yan po yung isang suggestion ng aming faculty na later on magpapasok po sila ng librarian na magpunta po sa system na yon, sa classroom doon, and then ano po si librarian, no? So ito po ang session na to, no? So the faculty, the DIU library is very interested in working with the faculty. So ito po yung content lang, na sample lang ito. So mag-introduce po siya sa mga estudyante on ano po yung mga available resources, no? So dito i-click lang po niya, no, yung request na yon, no? So madidetermine at madidetect kaagad yan ng librarian na ay may faculty na mag-request, so kailangan kong magpasok dito, no? So yan, course related instruction, yung pumasok na talaga sa curriculum ng faculty. Another one, may student request din, no? Like for ang estudyante is hindi ko man nakita yun or hindi ko man naintindihan actually, so we will ask session for librarian na for our group or group of students and faculty and staff na i-introduce niya again, i-discuss niya, and then maganda kasi pag may mga question and answer, blah blah blah. So yun, i-request niya, no? Request instruction for your group. So i-click lang niya yan, and then yung librarian na din yung mag-assign or mag-determine sa schedule and everything, no? So more or less ito po yung idea ngayon, no? So sa virtual. And then kung gusto po siya ng library tour, okay, pipili lang po siya ng time slots dito. Dapat i-ano din natin kung ano ang what they call this, time limit ng library tour, no? Para at least ma-allocate din niya. So may library tour na ganito sa May, ganyan, may date. So magki-click lang din ng user kung anong time ang gusto niyang, mas prefer niyang mag-ano siya ng library tour, no? So click na lang siya. Okay? So minsan naka-chop-chop na po yung mga topics na naka-assign. Okay? So medyo mataas po ang aking topic, sorry. So nasa ano po tayo, parang nasa more or less 45, naglapas na po ako sa time, sorry. So sa workshop proper po, ito na lang po yung gagawin natin, no? Kasi medyo mataas na po ang topic ko. So i-collect ko po ito in your mag-a-assign po ako sa different heads po. Gagawa po tayo nito kasi ito yung initial natin, no? Kasi magne-network man kaya tayo sa ating MASTSLiNet. So sa mga heads po, ito ay hindi individual kundi by school po ito. Magbi-meeting siguro yung head sa kanyang staff, and then magpe-perform po dito kung ano po yung topic, no? More than sa aking i-explain. So baka may mga topics pa po kayong gustong i-include, and then lagyan po ng individual objectives po yan, and then ano po ang mga strategies, activities na gagamitin. So gagamitin po niyo yung mga i-introduce ko na mga different modalities and tools, no? Yung mode of delivery po, explore po natin ang internet or mag-ano po tayo ng IT, no? Para po maka-explain din natin kung ano ba ang best modality po, lalo na this time of pandemic. And then yung evaluation natin based on the activity, no? Hindi ito evaluation the whole, but it's evaluation on that particular topic, no? Maybe you can have quizzes or something, or mayroon ka bang ipagawa na mga activities, something like that, no? So mayroon talaga siyang evaluation assessment, no, on that particular topic. And of course, yung time frame, kailangan niya kasi program kasi siya. So kailangan nakaka-plan din out kung ano po yung i-ano natin na time frame dito, no? Yung kanina, example ko ay ito ay may specific time, no, sa isang session para at least malaman naman ng mga users na ano pa ang best time for their research needs. Okay? So, yan po yung aning session for today, and hope you learn something na ito po ay may follow-up pa, no? Kasi hindi po ito natin makukuha for 45 minutes lang. So, kailangan po talaga natin isa-isahin, himay-himayin, no? Sa start po tayo sa ating individual institution. Okay? So, for my bibliography, so I'm using the ALA Final Report on Information Literacy Competency of the ACRL. Okay, you have the apply Southern Tagalog Regional Librarians on their conference on promoting information literacy. And then we have also some other resources, and of course kay Ma'am Versosa na on the model ng information literacy po. So with this, thank you very much, and mabuhay po tayong lahat. Bye-bye!